If you're looking to buy a gift or present for the golfer in your life, this is a very quick rundown of things which you should probably avoid. To caveat this whole video, some of these are gag gifts, and I completely get that. So if that's the kind of thing you're looking for, then some of these might be perfect. But if you're looking for a proper present for someone, definitely avoid these things. So coming in at number 1 is the golf ball finder glasses. These come in a variety of different shapes and sizes. Generally speaking, they're some sort of blue plastic, and the idea is that the colour contrast helps you spot golf balls on the course. They don't work. They kind of work, but they are a bit gimmicky. I don't think I've ever seen anyone use them with any kind of true purpose. Definitely want to avoid, probably top of this list. Next up are stroke counters. Again, they come in a variety of shapes and sizes. Sometimes you get clickers, sometimes you get like beads on a string. I can understand that they might be useful in certain situations, but again, in reality, I don't think I've ever seen someone use one. And if you have to use something like that to count your score because you're shooting that high, not a good sign, and it almost feels a little bit like a passive-aggressive gift. So avoid that. You've then got novelty golf ball sets, so emojis, football club logos, things like that. They can be nice presents, so like football club logo golf balls can be good if you're going to display them. The balls themselves are never going to get used. They're usually second-rate golf balls, which are just used for printing things on. So given the price of some of these, I would say avoid, use your money elsewhere. There are better things you can get. Gag golf balls, so exploding golf balls, the unputtable balls, things like that. This is where I say, if you're looking for a gag gift, they can be great, but the reality is that those balls may get used once. In some cases, they can only be used once. So yeah, just not worth it. The toilet putting mat. It's a fun idea, but in reality, it's not. When you really think about it, it's not a good idea. The novelty golf pen set. I would argue most golfers who do some sort of desk job have been gifted one of these in their life. It's a fun gift, and it can actually be quite entertaining sometimes, but it's on this list because I would, like I say, imagine that most golfers have this already or have had it in the past. Just don't. There are some other novelty things which deserve a bit of a mention. Hats with the visor with fake hair, ties, novelty golf ties, glow-in-the-dark golf balls. Again, in theory, quite a fun idea. The reality is probably never going to get used. So moving to the less obvious, and absolute top of this list for me is anything equipment-wise which hasn't been requested by that golfer. So I'm thinking, irons, driver, putters to a lesser extent, bags, things like that. These are all very personal items, and especially when it comes to clubs, people have an idea of what they want, and because they are so expensive, it's just not worth you going out, taking a punt, and getting them something which they don't want. Training aids, again, very similar. If you don't know what the golfer is working on, what they're practicing, then you could end up just buying a completely wrong thing and it will never get used. So ask them, even ask their coach if you've got that option, because they can make great gifts, but you can also get it very wrong. Golf tees can be a cheap and easy thing to get someone, but you need to make sure you're getting the right tees, and that's why they are on this list. More often than not, people will just get a bag of 200 assorted plastic tees. Most of that bag of tees is never going to see the light of day. There will be probably 30 tees in there, which that golfer will use, and the rest of them are going in the bin. Finally, a bit of a controversial one, but generic, like customized ball markers, pitch mark repairers, things like that. I don't think they're bad gifts, but when you look at the price of them and you look at some of the more bespoke custom things you can get for sometimes not a lot more money, even the same price, I think it's much nicer to go down the route of a bespoke custom thing, something which could be hand stamped or something like that, rather than something you would find on Etsy, which is, it has no real like love behind it. So that is my list. It's non-exhaustive. There are so many other things out there which could go onto this list. And like I said right at the beginning of this video, in some cases these gifts will be fun. You know, if you're looking for a gag gift, then some of them will be perfect. But if you're looking for a proper decent gift for the golfer in your life, avoid them. Thanks for watching.